Jack Dorsey, the co-founder of Square, just made a major move. Square Bitcoin is a full integration that let businesses accept Bitcoin payments and even automatically convert up to 50% of their fiat sales into Bitcoin. But before we dive too deep, let's step back and talk about why this actually matters. Because to understand where we're going, we have to remember what Bitcoin was always meant to be: peer-to-peer cash. Big shout out to Bitcoin for the Hood podcast, real voices pushing Bitcoin knowledge where it matters most. I'm Richard Sonny Cruz, and this is the Bitcoin Tribune, where we research, report, and show how Bitcoin is shaping our financial lives. Bitcoin was built for direct exchange, consumer to merchant, person to person, no banks, no processors, no permission, peer to peer electronic cash. When you pay with physical cash, that exchange is instant and private. Bitcoin recreates that idea digitally, global, borderless, and censorship resistant. But there's one key difference: cash is private by default, while Bitcoin is transparent by design. That transparency keeps the system honest, but it also means if you care about privacy, you need to take an extra step. One of the most effective tools for improving Bitcoin privacy is called CoinJoin. If you want to learn how to use it safely, check out Wasabi CoinJoin Wallet for Bitcoin privacy, a tutorial by BTC Sessions. The link will be in the description. And big shout out to BTC Sessions. His videos helped me get my node up and running. Bitcoin taxed as property, the policy problem. In the US, Bitcoin is still treated as property, not money. That means every time you spend it, even for a sandwich or coffee, it's considered a taxable event. If your Bitcoin went up in value since you received it, you're supposed to calculate it and report that gain. That system makes using Bitcoin as everyday cash nearly impossible. Jack Dorsey recently posted, "We need a de minimis tax exemption for everyday Bitcoin transactions." And he's right. Cynthia Lummis, the senator of Wyoming, is quietly drafting legislation that could do what years of others never could: making buying coffee with Bitcoin practical again. Her proposal, a de minimis tax exemption, will let Americans spend a few $100s worth of Bitcoin without triggering capital gains paperwork. This is how we move back to Bitcoin as true peer-to-peer money, frictionless, permissionless, and usable for daily life. Finding this useful? Hit follow, subscribe so you never miss a breakdown. Learn the network, take control of your money, and see why Bitcoin gives you real options. And that brings us back to Square Bitcoin, where all these ideas meet. Square new system gives merchants two major features: the ability to accept Bitcoin payments directly with zero processing fees for the first year, and the option to automatically convert up to 50% of their card sales into Bitcoin. Also, when it's time to do your taxes, you can find the documents needed right in your Square dashboard. That means a local shop can accept Bitcoin payments, keep part of their earnings in Bitcoin, and manage it all inside the same Square dashboard. To give you an idea of scale, Square serves around 4 million merchants in the US, and there's about 57 million consumers, users in the block ecosystem. If just 5% of that network starts using Bitcoin, that's around 200,000 businesses and nearly 3 million people transacting in Bitcoin directly without banks or middlemen. This is how Bitcoin starts blending into the lives of everyday Americans, not as speculation, but as a working part of everyday business. From peer-to-peer cash to privacy tools like CoinJoin, from fair tax reform to companies like Square bridging Bitcoin with small businesses, we're watching the financial system evolve in real time. Running your own node, exploring privacy tools, and learning the network puts sovereignty back in your hands. Follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and join the conversation. And remember, knowledge is freedom, and Bitcoin is an option. I'm proud to say when it comes to the monetary system, we finally have choices. I'm Richard Sonny Cruz, and I'll see you next time on the Bitcoin Tribune.